The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sportsbook. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And welcome to this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report, where we always go through the state and national betting reports. We go through the deals of the past week that involved the different betting operators. We've got a couple this week involving Caesars, Jackpocket.
Yeah.
Again, and
a lot of news coming from Jackpocket.
Even some DraftKings.
Yeah.
We've got some industry updates, which actually involves a report using regarding the 800 gambler number.
Okay.
And also we're going to finish up with some legislation because we have to welcome in a new state.
Yes. The most unlikely state, I think.
I don't think there was... They flirted with it. And, you know, it's one of those things where the state has been over and over trying to pass it.
Yeah. And we have an office in New England, and we call it, and I still never think of this state, ever.
Well,
ever.
You're going to hear about another state soon again, too.
Oh, okay. We got two New England states.
Well, not today, but there will be one coming down the road. So,
okay. Teasing me with another New England state.
So, well, we'll talk about that in the legislation section. So, right now, we're going to start with some numbers.
Okay.
Well, the calendar may say May, but we're going to talk February. February.
All right. Okay.
Arizona has reported
I was going to say, what is that, Arizona?
Yes, Arizona has reported their February numbers.
Oh, God. All right.
So we can now close the door on February and go through those numbers.
So how was February?
February was fantastic.
Okay. Good.
Total handle of $7.9 billion, almost $8 billion.
Okay.
Gross gaming revenue, $387 million.
And this is national. It's not Arizona.
This is not just Arizona. If this was Arizona,
they'd be rivaling New York.
Yes. But again, gross gaming revenue, $387 million. Adjusted gross revenue, $263 million. By the way, some states do not separate them out, AGR and GGR. Mm-hmm. So some of them just report it with the gross gaming revenue. They don't take away the promos and deductions.
You know, that's why the American Gaming Association does such a great job. Every state has its own reporting requirements. Every state kind of reports different things or puts one set of numbers, combine it with another set of numbers. That's why American Gaming Association is so great. They have to compile all this stuff, and they have to make sense for a national tally.
They do an incredible report every quarter.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And also, every month they come out with their commercial gaming revenue tracker, which lists all these things out. But in terms of national hold, 3.3%, that's a low hold.
Yeah.
I think that has to do a lot with the Super Bowl.
Very smart gamblers out there.
Yes.
Taking advantage of the sports books.
And taxes, $73 million collected in the month of February.
Great.
We have our top 10 by handle. If you want to go through those, you want to guess at least the top three?
Top three?
Actually, the top three are they're
New York, New Jersey, Nevada.
You got it.
All right. There you go.
Top four. 4 was Illinois. 5 was Pennsylvania.
I knew Pennsylvania was up there. How about Michigan? I always think of Michigan's pretty.
Michigan was number 8.
423.8
million in February.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I thought they'd be a little higher.
I thought so too, but they actually had a kind of a slower month in February.
Okay.
I know January they were in the top. I think they broke the top 5 if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. They may have been 5 or 6. I don't know.
Colorado's up there too, right? Colorado must be like 6.
Colorado did not crack the top 10.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it right now.
That can't be.
I'm looking at the next set of notes here. My fault. Colorado's number 7, $440 million.
7? Who was 6? I thought Colorado would be number 6.
Arizona was 6.
Oh, okay.
$491.7 million. Let me just go through these. Number 9, rounding out the top 10, $409 million was Indiana.
Okay.
And Tennessee came in with $313 million to round out the top 10.
Great.
Adjusted gross revenue or gross gaming revenue, leader was New York.
Yeah, well.
Okay. $82.1 million. Okay, here's a surprise. I was actually a little shocked at this one. New Jersey did not make number 2.
For gross gaming revenue?
Adjusted gaming
Adjusted
revenue, but also
revenue.
gross game. Some of the state. You have to include
Okay.
both.
Okay. So
Number 2 was not New Jersey this time. Number 2 last January, or this past January, was Jersey.
Well, let me tell you something. Nevada has been on a roll lately. Just their entire gaming sector, I think, is like 13 straight months with $1 billion. So you know what? I'm going to go with Nevada for number 2.
You would be right if you weren't wrong, because Nevada did not make number 2.
Okay. All right. Number 2.
Illinois.
Wow. Okay.
$35.6 million in.
By the
adjusted
way,
gross revenue.
congratulations to Illinois. They just gave out their first casino license for Chicago.
To, Bally's Corp.
Yeah, for Chicago. Yeah, good for them.
I was actually
Wherever
wondering
the hell that's going to be. They were
the old Tribune
River
building.
North, wherever that is.
That's
the Tribune building.
That's the temporary one. The River North is the temporary one.
I know. I think it's. Is it? I don't know.
And
there's a River North and a River West. Bally's is going to have something at the Tribune building.
The old Tribune building, yes.
But they're going to have a temporary one before that's built and something like that. So
and
it's going to be in Chicago. Congratulations,
yes.
Chicago.
Arizona cracked the top 10 for AGR with $6.9 million. They were number 10, by the way. Tax revenue, top 10, again, New York led the list. Illinois was second again.
Okay.
New Jersey was third. Oregon was fourth.
Oregon, all right.
$3.3 million.
You know, it's that table tennis stuff that they're betting on.
That's what saves
the
Oregon
crazy
sports
table tennis that's saving the Oregon top 5 for adjusted gross revenue or whatever.
Rhode Island broke the top 10.
Rhode Island, what the hell's going on with Rhode Island?
$1.8 million in tax revenue.
Wow.
For February.
Okay,
they were number 9. Nevada was number 7, by the way, just so you know. The big 3, they're always shifting their position.
So Nevada's only 2 spots higher than Rhode Island?
Yes.
Really?
In terms of
Nevada?
Tax revenue.
Come on, Nevada.
Well, they had a very, very low hold percentage, if I remember correctly, in February.
Okay.
So, as a matter of fact, they've had a whole string of low hold percentages these last couple of months. So it's kind of hurting the tax side. But the taxes for the actual gaming revenue, the overall gaming revenue, are big.
Great.
So, but sports betting, they're not making as much tax-wise.
Okay.
In terms of individual states this month, really, I don't want to say nothing really major happened. I mean, the only one I want to talk about is New York.
Well, it's kind of a lull in
It's
the
exactly
time,
the reason.
So.
And also New York just had their worst week.
So they had their really bad week, huh?
Yes.
What they should tell everyone, New York reports its sports betting numbers weekly, right?
Yep, and this is for the report ending the week of May 5th.
So
as a matter of fact, as we're taping this, these just came out in the morning of we're taping.
Okay.
And I noticed the handle and also the GGR, the gross gaming revenue for this week, were the lowest since the launch.
Well, hey, it's a lull in the you know what? I think they'd be better if the Brooklyn Nets tried a little to beat the Boston Celtics because that was an embarrassment.
I really don't know if that
I wonder if that had an effect. But no, that was just terrible. That's what I was thinking. Oh, my God, they're going to get swept by the Celtics. Boy, those numbers in New York aren't going to be great. No.
Well, they just didn't look right in the playoffs.
Yeah,
there was something really
they're ridiculous.
And Ben Simmons didn't help out at all.
Well, apparently he hopefully he gets better with his back surgery. I didn't see that one coming. I thought he was playing, not playing for different reasons, but apparently he has a herniated disc.
Why didn't he do this while he was with the Sixers? It could have alleviated a lot of that situation.
Who knows?
But again, these were the lowest numbers: $295 million in handle, $12.9 million gross gaming revenue for New York. Week ending May 1st.
Okay.
The lowest since the launch, and the launch wasn't even a full week.
Okay.
The week ending January 8th. That wasn't even a full week. And
when we're talking about New York, we're saying, "Oh, these are the worst numbers." But you know what? They're still better than like 95% of the other markets out there.
Well, here the gross gaming revenue of $12.9 million. I mean, you're looking at adjusted gross revenue in Arizona of $6.9 million back in February. They did this in 1 week.
Well,
I mean, again, different.
That's right. It's all perspective.
Yes. But overall, since launch, I just want to clear this up because New York is doing extremely well.
Yeah.
$6.27 billion since launch in handle.
You don't have to explain for New York.
Yes.
Don't kiss up to New York.
The
numbers are what the numbers are. Sometimes they're going to have bad weeks. Sometimes they won't.
I'm impressed at this number. Besides the $427 million gross gaming revenue since launch, $217.7 million in taxes.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Well, I mean, the 51% comes in.
Okay.
So it keeps those numbers up and running. Again, it's just, it was kind of a interesting week in terms of, well, going back to February. I mean, I just wish we could actually get them all in at one time, but that's impossible. That's a pipe dream. That's not going to happen. But again, those were the numbers for this past week that were actually important to take a look at. We're going to talk a bunch of deals that happened this past week, and a lot of them involve Caesars and Jack Pocket.
Yeah. No. Caesars making some deals with Major League Baseball.
Well, it was kind of interesting. They announced a Chicago deal the same week Bally's got the Chicago license for the casino.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if that was intentional or whatever it was, but Caesars Entertainment announced a multi-year deal with the Chicago White Sox. Caesars is going to be the official casino partner, and Caesars Sportsbook is going to be the official sports betting partner of the team. Caesars is going to be able to use the White Sox logos, trademarks. The one thing I noticed they don't use, and I wonder if it has something to do with maybe the MLB Players Association looking for their own separate deals. No names with the statistics. They don't have any kind of really like a name, image, likeness, like the guy's number or logo or whatever.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that's coming.
Well,
I know
there is
a couple...
report in Sportico that Major League Baseball Players Association is trying to work out a deal with a couple sports books.
Great.
Just for the players themselves.
Well, I think that's great. I know there's a couple active players that I think one in the Colorado Rockies just made
Charlie
a deal.
Blackmon did a sports betting deal.
Yeah, no,
we had San Diego pitcher, I think,
I have to
did
look
a
at
deal with Sycuan Casino
Musgrove.
in California. Musgrove.
Yes,
Musgrove.
Yeah, he did a deal.
Yes.
So,
one's a casino, one's a sports book.
Well, they're starting to do it.
Yes. So, but anyway, going back, we just went right off on a tangent.
Okay.
The Caesars deal. Partnership includes TV visible signage for Caesars, the right field board featuring the Caesars as the gaming destination, the casino side. And then in the left field side, they're going to have Caesars on top of the big video wall.
Yeah, I read that. And,
it took me a while to figure out what they were talking about.
I don't pay attention to the Chicago White Sox. I'm sorry, Chicago. But, I have to try and figure out the dimensions of the field. They made a big thing about Caesars being on that left field video board. I'm trying to think of what does the left field video board look like.
Well, it's a
video board. Yeah, I know.
But also, it's got all the.
But they really made a big deal about that.
It's got all the different brands on it. This one's going to have Caesars. Right.
Okay. All right. I'll take a look.
The top of it. It's actually kind of interesting because they were. I remember that when the White Sox opened that board. They unveiled it, whatever you want to call it. Really? And they made a big deal of it.
Okay.
All right. It was a brand new field, brand new
okay,
board,
great.
all that stuff. And,
I can very easily Google it and take a look at pictures, but I'm not doing it because I'm lazy and
Yeah. and it's
I'm a guy sitting in New Jersey wondering what the Chicago field looks like.
Well, again, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, it's the first of its kind of thing, where they're going to have Caesars across the top of the board.
Okay, great.
So I don't know if it's going to be just Caesars or it's going to be some sort of.
Well, I'm sure more to follow because I know all these fields have video boards.
I noticed no lounge in this deal.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah,
the first one I've seen that didn't have a lounge.
Yeah, usually they have a lounge
exactly.
What they call them, a sports betting
lounge.
A sports betting lounge.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know over the Cubs you're going to have the DraftKings, the 2-story one, which is going to be pretty cool to see.
Okay.
But again, this one didn't mention the lounge, so I'm kind of curious to see if they're actually going to do something around the stadium with Caesars Sportsbook. Caesars also made a deal in Michigan that we got to talk about.
Okay.
With Imagine. I think we talked about something like this before, but now it's been announced that Caesars will be doing the Caesars Sportsbook, the Sports Lounge at Royal Oak as Caesars Sportsbook Lounge powered by Imagine at Royal Oak.
Okay.
It's a movie theater. I think we talked about this before.
Okay.
They're going to have a sportsbook, I can't say sportsbook, a sports lounge in one of the movie theaters of a multiplex.
Now, will these just be like kiosks kind of thing where you can bet in there, or will there be
Right off
actual
the bat,
windows
that was my
people?
question too, and it's set up as a. They haven't said kiosks and they haven't said tellers, but they keep saying mobile. So you're,
okay,
yes,
all right.
I know you're going to bring in your phone.
Yeah, we'll provide a chair you can sit on it, and bring your phone too. You can bet on it. How's that? But we'll call it a lounge.
It is going to be a lounge because
right.
you're going to be able to order drinks.
Okay, there you go.
You're going to be sitting there. What they described as the deal is the betting odds will be displayed on dedicated screens.
Okay.
In the movie theater, while sporting events will be on the big screens.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's going to be one of those divided 4 screens where you see 4 big screens.
All right.
On the movie theater screen.
All right.
And you're going to be seated in heated leather seats.
Okay.
Recliner seats.
Okay.
And you can actually sit there and watch the games. And they say you're going to be allowed to place bets on your mobile devices, but I think that goes without saying anywhere.
Yeah,
now.
you can do that anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but again, it's the first time they're going to
But
be
you
doing
know
a
what?
multiplex sports lounge.
It's a dedicated place where you can watch the game. You have constant information coming at you where that's what you need when you're betting. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Jack Pocket, like we talked about, teased at the beginning.
Yeah.
They did a deal with another Major League Baseball team, the Texas Rangers.
Sure.
They'll be doing the official mobile lottery partner of the team. They're going to be doing the giveaways. They also are going to be doing a very unique promotion because I know when we talked about their deal with, I believe it was the Minnesota Twins, they didn't have this. They're going to be doing something called Hit It Here.
Okay.
And it's the one where if the player hits a home run at a certain point in the outfield, you get a chance to win $10,000.
That's pretty cool.
That's
I like that.
Every game, every home game, and playoffs.
Does anyone else have a promo like that? I don't think so.
They do it like
pretty
in the,
cool.
They do it in the home run derby.
Okay, all right.
I've never seen it during the regular season, throughout the entire regular season at a home field.
Okay, good.
DraftKings announced the completion of its acquisition of Golden Nugget Online. They're going to be integrating Golden Nugget Online Gaming into the DraftKings platform, as well as taking the employees and making them DraftKings employees. The one aspect of the deal I really thought was kind of interesting was DraftKings and Fertitta Entertainment. They're the two that merge Golden Nugget Online Gaming.
Yep.
They're going to rebrand all their retail books to DraftKings.
Okay,
all the Golden Nugget books are going to be DraftKings.
Yeah, I know the one in Atlantic City, the Golden Nugget. It used to be the poker room, but they moved the poker room upstairs, and they put the sports book where the poker room used to be. So, it's a really great space there.
Canby Group. Go to now Niagara Falls.
Oh, all right.
Canby Group did a deal with Mohegan Gaming to power the online mobile sports book at the Falls View Casino in Ontario.
I'm assuming
technically it's Ontario, but it's Niagara Falls.
I'm assuming from the name you can see the falls.
They're right there. They're
Falls
right there.
View. Okay,
View.
That's good marketing.
So that makes Canby. That deal makes Canby live in 17 states and also Ontario that they are operating in.
Wow.
That's it for the deals we had this week. There are plenty of others still that we can talk about, but they're in the main book report on the blog, turnpikesportsradio.com. Click on the blog. You'll see that there. Let's talk about some other industry updates.
Okay.
Now, I teased this at the beginning of the book report where we're going to be talking about the 800 Gambler phone number.
Okay.
What's going on is the National Council on Problem Gambling, the NCPG, has announced plans that they want to create a national hotline for problem gambling instead of having the individual states rely upon their own different numbers.
Okay.
What they want to do, and this is just one avenue, they're still discussing it, they want to go to the New Jersey Council on Compulsive Gambling and buy that 800 Gambler number.
Okay.
And what they would do...
I didn't know that was owned by New Jersey.
Yes, that's New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
What they would do is take the 800 number. When somebody calls 800 Gambler, from that number, it would be redirected from their call center to the individual state's compulsive gambling division centers. So it's kind of a way to do a national
that's
hotline,
great.
because I know
it's a great idea.
If you ever listen closely to some of the national broadcasts, especially when they have a sportsbook ad, they have to mention different state gambling numbers.
Yep.
Whether it's in Iowa or Nevada or wherever it's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's become an issue because a lot of responsible gambling proponents are seeing the problems the UK is having.
Okay.
And they're seeing an increased amount of problem gambling over there.
So, no, it's a great idea. Like I said, I didn't know the 1-800-GAMBLER number was, owned by New Jersey, but no, it's a great service that they have, and I hope it does go national.
Well, we'll just see what
and
happens
it's like it's
there.
unified. I mean, I know the other states have their own problem gambling, process and
States have their
help.
own problems.
Well, yeah. Well, but hopefully they consolidate. It'll be more effective.
One other quick industry update. According to its Betting, Corruption, and Match Fixing in 2021 report, boy, that's a mouthful of a name right there. Sportradar's Universal Fraud Detection System detected a total of 903 matches flagged as suspicious over 10 sports in 76 countries.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. How long of a chunk of the year was it? Was it
the entire year?
The entire year?
Yep.
Okay, the entire year.
The highest number, breaking the previous record of 882 in 2019.
Wow.
So we've seen an uptick in terms of
alleged max.
Well, I just saw a report of a tennis player. She just got a 16-year suspension.
Wow. Okay.
Backdated 10 years.
Okay.
So it's really only 6 years.
All right.
So
interesting.
But she was involved, and she admitted to being involved in some of the match fixing allegations. So, but she got suspended, and she's doing her time, and she's looking forward to getting back on the court at some point. So we'll see exactly what happens there. But again, suspicious activity has been on the rise. And we're going to end up today with some legislative talk. We have a brand new state to talk about.
Yes.
We have the state of Maine.
Yeah.
The 34th state to pass sports betting legislation. Also the first state of 2022 to legalize sports betting.
I looked at Maine, and they have two nicknames: the Pine Tree State and Vacation Land. So Vacation Land, yeah.
So is that like Wally World?
Hey, look, I get the Pine Tree State moniker, but the Vacation Land, I guess, unless you like the great outdoors and hiking and fishing and hunting and things like that. I mean, I guess that's a great vacation for some people, but Vacation Land? I don't know.
They passed the law. And so now that really makes only two states in New England without sports betting, Vermont and Massachusetts.
But Vermont's getting a little closer, right?
Vermont has a bill in the works. As a matter of fact, our friends over at Sports Handle had a report that there was a Vermont bill that has not been introduced yet. It's been drafted, though.
Okay.
So it'd be for mobile betting.
All right.
There's no casinos in Vermont.
No.
So, but again, congratulations, Maine. Maine's law gives exclusive control of mobile and online betting to the tribes up there, Native American tribes.
All right.
The casinos have retail betting.
All right.
Still causing a little issue and friction because the casinos don't want to have to deal with the tribes to launch online sports betting.
Okay.
And I don't know, under the way the law is worded, they may not even be able to.
Well, I guess we'll see, huh?
Yes.
Let's see what happens there, huh?
Ohio Casino Control has released their draft for applications for the online sports betting industry in that state. As a matter of fact,
by the way, I just had a very interesting interview with Adam Sullivan from Jack Entertainment, who's doing amazing things in the sports betting field. Some interesting news coming out of Jack. So, I don't know when you're going to air the interview, but it was a very interesting interview if you're interested in Ohio sports betting.
Well, the Ohio regulators have opened online sportsbook applications June 15th. They have drafts out right now for public review and comment. Matter of fact, they have a whole list of things they asked applicants for in terms of what they have already in place, what they could have in place, why don't they have some things in place if they need to explain it. So they have a whole slew of different questions they want to ask the applicants for the sports betting industry. I think they have something upwards of, 50 to 60 possible licenses to give out. They're not going to get that.
No.
But they do have a lot of licenses to go through and a lot of applications that would probably come in. One last note regarding California. Everyone's talking about that sports betting legislation ballot that's going on out there. There may be two that make it onto the ballot in November. The one that everyone has a real big problem with, well, I shouldn't say everyone. The major sports betting operators are supporting a proposition that has a $100 million license fee, application fee, and if that actually goes through, a lot of startup sports betting operators can't meet.
Yeah, they're going to be cut out.
So. That's going to be kind of hard on a lot of the operators in California. But again, there's probably going to be some kind of sub-license available at some point. But again, we'll see what happens. They may have two. There's a third one in the works too. That one has until I think August 1st to get the required signatures
to get on the ballot.
Get on the ballot.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they need at least 1 million. Mm-hmm. And the one we just talked about, the one supported by FanDuel, BetMGM, DraftKings, that actually came in with like 1.6 million signatures. They still need to be verified. They need at least 1 million verified to get on the ballot. We'll probably know something in the next week or two.
California gets sports betting. It's going to be bigger than New York.
Yes.
Huge. Just the population as well. It's like 35 million people. It's just going to be enormous. Absolutely
it's
enormous.
Probably even going to get bigger than even I think they're talking about Ontario being bigger than New York.
I think
California may beat Ontario.
Oh, California is the game changer. We're all talking about New York, how incredible that is, but California, if they approve sports betting, that's going to take it to a new level.
Yes, I still think Texas is going to have something to say about it too, if they ever get off their duff and actually start doing something with gambling at all. But that's it for this week's book report. Keep sending in those press releases, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. If you've been following along on TV, you'll see these and other news stories on our ticker. And if you check out the blog about an hour or so after this publishes, turnpikesportsradio.com, click on the blog button, you'll see a full print version of the book report. It has these stories that are in the ticker, and even more stories that we didn't even touch upon in any way, shape, or form except in the print version. So please take a look, take a listen, take a watch.
And that'll do for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.